God, I look like a mess, guys. I'm so sorry. But let's just. Who cares about how I look, right? Let's just get into stocks right here. And I think majority, a lot of people actually. Anyways, hello guys. It's July 31st. Tomorrow will be August 1st, beginning of new month. And a lot of people has missed AMD trading this actually. If you the correct entry would either be you know, you either bought it right here, but most of the people, if you were to buy it above this high right here, when it hits the 200-day moving average, you're mostly gotten kicked out right there. I didn't buy this at all. I missed this trade, but here are a couple of trades that can still do the same exact thing in the upcoming days. AMD falls under the semiconductor companies, and semiconductors, SMH is the index I use, has just broken out of this little range. Closing Friday, right? We finally broken out. It broke out on a really timely fashion as well. We bounced up. It had basically a move from here to above the 20-day moving average, which was extended, and then we pull back down to the 50-day moving average and test it. And we found buyers there, and then we slowly made a higher low right there, right? And then the stock broke out. So semiconductors are going. AMD most likely will be the leading stock in this field. There are a couple that just had earnings, just like AMD, that I find that's still tradable. That hasn't gone up too high yet. One is Qualcomm, QCOM, right? The stock had earnings on this very day, right? And we broke out on huge volume, if you can see, and then it also broke out of this little range right here. And how do we want to buy this? Well, the stock gave us an inside day. You can see, inside day usually means that the stock is getting ready for another move, either up or down, right? And it gives the inside day on a lower volume. And so what does that mean? That means the stock is holding. After the gap up, the stock isn't just falling, unlike the SPY, which it fell on Friday. So I think a good entry right here will be above Friday's high, was of 150.41, and a stop at 148.34. Now another stock I would like to talk about is AMKR. It's also another semiconductor company. They also just had earnings, and the earnings report were good. They're up 123% since last year. And how do we want to trade this? Basically, the stock put in a huge volume. I think they had earning on the 27th this day, and a good purchase rate would have been right here. But there was basically, if you look to the left, it will be hard to get over this. We don't know if the stock can break through this resistance on the left side. But the stock did, and we're holding above right here, putting in two really tight candles. So I think a buy above just this high on Friday as well, which will be, give me a sec, which would be $24.85. I think you can get involved with a stop at $24 and $24.29. Let's give it 3 pennies. I think if we were to get above right there, we can potentially see this go test the all-time high, just like how AMD did. So don't be, if you miss AMD, it's fine. But perhaps AMD sets up and give us another entry, which I really doubt, because I think it's already going, and it's most likely going to be the leader. And yeah, that is the two stocks that I want to share: QCOM and AMKR. Another one will be AMAT, which is really similar to the the semiconductor index. AMAT is breaking out. That's Friday, and we had a little pullback. I think a buy above basically the high of that, with the high of Friday's high, and a stop at the low of the day. It's good enough, but the thing is, it's also having earnings coming up on the 12th. But we got time. It's pretty far away, so if you want to trade this one, this will be good too. Another one I do like is avocado. I call it avocado because it's AVGO. It kind of reminds me of that. It's really, really similar to AMAT. It's like almost identical. Actually, this is pretty identical to the semiconductor index as well. These stocks are basically you should focus on. You should really focus on the semiconductors. And not this one. I'm sorry. This one's LSPN. And other stocks that I was looking at, I think it was QRVO. They're also having earnings on the 4th. So a lot of stocks are having earnings on the 4th. So you do want to, keep an eye on that. But the two I do recommend, AMKR and QCOM, they already had their earnings, and their earnings were great. They were up. QCOM, I believe, was up forgot. Shoot, it's like they're both in the 3 digits compared to last year's EPS. But it's for if you care about those fundamentals, go ahead. I don't really care too much about those. Oh, and another one I mentioned on my Twitter. By the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitter, please give me a follow on twitter.com/fortecharts. I post these kind of stuff all the time, charts and trade ideas. CarMax, right? They haven't reported their earnings yet, but basically used cars has been crazy in the US, and I've been looking at these stocks, and they're setting up really nicely too. We can see that there's a rising volume at the very top. At the bottom, you can see when the stock was going up, right? And the stock also put in this big cup and handle. You guys can see that's the cup, and we have the handle here at the very top, right? Consolidating really nicely. The what is it? Now patterns is like something I don't recommend people looking at. What a cup and handle really is basically the stock pullback, but it didn't pull back too much. This one, in this case, only pulled back about 18.5%, right? Which means that the weak hands, basically right here, you can see these red candles. These the retracement of that shaked out all the weak hands that came in around this area. Anybody that bought around here, it shook them out, and then it went on this long consolidation. It's not even that long. I think it's only been how long? Let me see. 2 months. So 2 months worth of consolidation, and that wears people out basically. So this one shakes you out, and this one wears, investors out. And the stock recovered. Now after recovering, that we need to see the price holding, right? Now it would be nice to see a shakeout, which it did actually on the what day is that? That is July 19th. They gave us a shakeout. How do we know that's a shakeout? Because after this undercut of the 20-day moving average, immediately recovered to the previous area where the handle was, and then it started consolidating. I think it's probably a day or two or three, even couple days too early. I think because if you look at a 15-minute chart, it needs to break above right here. Sorry, wrong line. It needs to break above right here. So I think it will need a couple more days to digest and set it up. That's one of the stock to keep an eye on. The earnings is not due until September 23rd, so there's a lot of time. And yeah, these are the three main ideas I like to share with you guys. The two that I think is really good is QCOM and AMKR, and KMX is like a backup. Thank you guys for watching, by the way, and be sure to subscribe if you like my content, and follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/fortecharts. And apologize if I look like a mess. I don't think you guys care anyways. Have a good one, and good luck trading.